Now at 9, the Miami Senior Center is making some upgrades to improve the space for its members and enhance their experience. Plus, the missing Welch girls cold case has captivated four-staters for 25 years. Tonight, we learn more about the suspects who didn't make it to the courtroom. And seniors in Jasper County can now save on taxes with the new Senior Tax Freeze program.
The four states' most watched news starts now.
Authorities are waiting to see if recently found human remains in Ottawa County can be identified. This is KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14. I'm Tanya Bach. And found the remains near a lagoon north of Commerce, Oklahoma on Friday. The Quapaw Nation Marshal Service is leading the investigation with the assistance of the Oklahoma Medical Examiner's Office, who collected the remains, and they are currently analyzing the remains and hope to identify them. Due to several open missing persons cases, several people had reached out to Lorene Bible, who assured folks they are not the remains of the missing Welch girls, one of which is her daughter. Well, the missing Welch girls cold case has captivated four-staters for 25 years. Laura Bible had spent the night with her best friend, Ashley Freeman, on December 29th, 1999. The girls disappeared that night, and Ashley's parents were both found murdered and their home burnt to the ground. After more than 15 years, investigators eventually zeroed in on three suspects: Phil Welch, David Pennington, and Ronnie Busick. Now, Busick, the only one still alive, eventually pled guilty to accessory to murder in 2020. Laura Bible's mother, Lorene, believes witnesses kept silent for so long out of fear.
But yeah, those ladies, they lived in fear every day of their life, and they were with them. And even after that, when he passed away, it's the only time they actually said that they could take a deep breath and didn't have to look over their shoulder every day.
Welch, Pennington, and Busick were not the first suspects in the missing Welch girls cold case. Tonight, we're going to look at two other high-profile murderers, one who even confessed to the crimes. Watch part 2 of my special report, Still Missing, coming up later in the show. Well, Chief Meteorologist Doug Hetty joins us now with a first look at weather.
Well, it definitely turned out to be a chilly one today after yesterday record highs across the region. Not the case today. 42 is where we topped out. 38 was our overnight low, so we didn't really vary much at all throughout the entire daytime hours. Still sitting mid to upper 30s. We're pretty close to our overnight low. We're going to hold fairly steady from this point on. We are getting a little bit of drizzle. You can see our very far northwestern counties right at freezing. So Yates Center over toward Iola, you may get a little bit of freezing drizzle. Everybody else will stay on the liquid side. Temperatures kind of hanging near 40 as we go through the overnight hours. Socked in with the clouds, but our drizzle will continue to pick up as we go through the next several hours. Very hard to see on radar. The rain droplets are very small, but they will get going, especially later on tonight into Wednesday morning. So light drizzle, light showers increasing. A little bit warmer for us tomorrow as we should get into the upper 40s for highs. You can see in the pink some ice up across the north central parts of Missouri. Gloomy temps or gloomy weather sticks around. We're going to look at that here in just a bit.
All right, thanks, Doug. Well, the Miami Senior Center is making some big improvements to make the space better for its members. KOAM's Melissa Alexis spoke to some people who frequent the center.
Start having more activities.
Jerry Ransom is a longtime member of the Miami Senior Center.
The treadmills, and I play canasta and I play train dominoes, and my husband plays pool out here.
And Bonnie Tullis also frequents the Senior Center.
I like to play bridge. I also play canasta with this lady.
And they're looking forward to all the upgrades at the Senior Center. The Senior Center will have a fresh coat of paint, upgraded furniture, and more. One of the big projects they're working on is installing a kitchen for the seniors to use.
A kitchen, that'll be really nice. Gwen said that she cooks for the pool players, and I guess we can all bring something, and we can have it up here too.
Food if we want to have like a game night. You know, people come and watch football games and have snacks or cook meals or have like a bean dinner or chili supper.
The Senior Center's original board was dissolved, and the city of Miami stepped in as the new owner and they're hard at work making the senior center the best it can be.
The TVs have been mounted. I know the roof has already been repaired. So some of those other things have already been done, but the kitchen is in process now.
And the mayor says they want to make it a place the seniors love, so they plan to continue making upgrades in the future.
Now that it's a city facility, we want to keep it growing, we want to keep it fresh, and we want it to continue to be a place our seniors want to come.
Reporting in Miami, Melissa Alexis, KOAM News.
The center is open every weekday from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. and membership costs $25 per year. Well, Jasper County seniors hoping to save money at tax time may be able to do just that thanks to a new program. The application for a senior tax freeze is now open and available through the county collector's office. KOAM's Samantha Walker has more on what seniors need to know.
There are few things more certain in life than taxes. And for those on a budget, rising property taxes can be stressful, especially for seniors.
Taxes go up, the cost of goods goes up, Social Security income, not so much. And we want seniors to remain in their homes. We want them to be able to afford to live comfortably.
The Area Agency on Aging hopes Jasper County's new senior property tax freeze will help them do just that. It's a state program lawmakers passed in 2023 and amended in August. Jasper County commissioners voted to implement the program in October. It will freeze qualified seniors' property taxes at their 2024 rate, meaning they won't increase in future years.
That's significant considering 2025 is a reassessment year. So your values should go up under reassessment, but you're going to be paying based upon the 2024 tax amount.
Anyone who is 62 or older and who owns their home can apply. You can find the application for the program online, but it must be submitted in person at the courthouse in Carthage. Those applying need to bring proof of age, residency, ownership, like a recorded deed, and their tax receipt for 2024. The office says it's helpful if you bring copies they'll be able to keep, but they are happy to make copies when there.
It's very cumbersome. And it's cumbersome for us, cumbersome for the taxpayer, and I get that. Next year, on a renewal, it'll be much, much easier because it'll have the files built already with that documentation in it.
Shotwell says she's grateful to Jasper County officials for putting in the hard work to get the program started.
Makes people believe in government again after, years of uncertainty as far as what is tomorrow going to bring. The county coming and saying, we've got you, is really a good thing.
Reporting in Jasper County, Samantha Walker, KOAM News.
The application window closes May 31st. If approved, you will receive a letter from the county, and you can learn more about how to apply for the property tax freeze on our website, KOAMnewsnow.com. Well, coming up, simple health tips from Dr. McNabb for a healthy lifestyle.
Thousands of fentanyl-related deaths each year, and a bipartisan Senate committee aims to tackle the crisis. I'm Mike Emanuel in Washington. I've got the details coming up.
Eagles. Super Bowl 59 is on Fox.
Quapaw Casino's Hot Seat Cash giveaways are paying cash every single day. Join us Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday from 6 to 9 p.m., Friday and Saturday from 6 to 10 p.m., and Sundays from 1 to 5 p.m. with cash drawings every 15 minutes. And don't miss Forever Young, Wednesdays from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. for cash drawings every 10 minutes. Play today, win today with Quapaw Casino's Hot Seat Cash giveaways every single day at Quapaw Casino, where there's always plenty of cash to win. Quapaw Casino, Miami, Oklahoma.
Dizziness, vertigo, and imbalance are some of the most common complaints of patients to their doctor, particularly for older adults. Utilizing cutting-edge technology, our doctors will quickly and accurately determine where your dizziness or imbalance problems are coming from. The testing and treatment are comfortable, safe, and covered by Medicare and most major health insurance companies. Talk to your doctor today and ask about a referral to Area Hearing and Speech. You don't have to learn to live with your dizziness.
Whether you're shopping with us online or coming in to see us, there's one thing that Metro has always been known for, and that's our low pricing. Our best deals are labeled "See Lowest Price in Cart." This means our best price is available when you place the item in your cart, a step necessary based on industry policies, but worth it to see Metro's lowest price. In-store deals are even easier to find. We'll show you all the special buys, overstock, and scratch and dent items that are all tagged with Market's lowest price. Metro Appliances and more. The right price on the right product right now. Sign spinners worldwide flock to Denver, Colorado for the Sign Spinning World Championship. Love that story and more at 7 a.m.
1020 for a free brochure.
A group of senators is aiming to tackle the deadly fentanyl crisis, and today they heard from advocates for stricter legislation. Fox News' Mike Emanuel has more from Washington.
More than 150 people die every day in the U.S. from overdoses related to synthetic opioids like fentanyl. That's why the Senate Judiciary Committee is considering legislation that would permanently reclassify fentanyl-related substances as a Schedule I drug. It would allow for tougher penalties and remove barriers for research.
We need you to stand with us and enact these pieces of legislation so that our country's kids have a fighting chance and stop losing their lives.
On Tuesday, parents who lost children to fentanyl poisoning made an urgent plea to Congress to stop the crisis. Republicans say China and weak border policies under the Biden administration are to blame.
It's time to make this temporary scheduling permanent so that the drug cartels do not have the opportunity to flood our country with even deadlier versions of fentanyl.
It is part of the reason why President Trump's tariffs against Beijing took effect today. But experts say finding a solution is more complex.
The pill press it's not doing any one thing, it's doing 12 things simultaneously.
And Democrats argue the Trump administration's recent policies could further fuel the crisis.
I'm also gravely concerned about the negative impact of mass removals of senior career law enforcement at Department of Justice and FBI on it and our ability to hold traffickers accountable.
The president is delaying tariffs on Mexico and Canada after both countries agreed to do more to stop the flow of drugs and migrants. In Washington, Mike Emanuel, Fox News.
Well, today, Dr. Rob McNabb gave a talk at the Freeman Business Center about how to lead a healthy life. He covered important topics like eating well, staying active, managing stress, avoiding harmful substances, building strong social connections, and getting enough sleep.
Just avoiding ultra-processed foods would probably be a tremendous benefit for almost all of us. The average American eats about 70% of their calories as an ultra-processed calorie. The average adult eats about 800 pounds of food per year, and so that's a lot of ultra-processed foods.
Dr. McNabb says healthy living habits are already found in blue zone areas like in Okinawa, Japan, and in Sardinia, Italy. Well, Doug is next with a complete look at your forecast. And later, the Carthage Parents as Teachers group organizes a Valentine's Day craft event.
Take the plunge February 8th. Register today at soks.org.
Well, of course, a gloomy day for us today. We've had some fog, we've had some drizzle outside, and that's what we have right now. Very evident on our Cornell Arts and Entertainment Complex tower cam. We are looking northeast right through downtown Joplin. All right, look at our temperatures. Of course, record highs yesterday, but we were cooling down quite a bit yesterday evening. But we're still 10 to 15 degrees warmer right now compared to what we were this time last night. 46 in Bella Vista compared to 35 in Nevada. Grand Lake 42, 35 in Parsons. But you have Yates Center and Iola sitting right at that freezing mark, and we are getting a little bit of freezing drizzle in those far northwestern counties. Everybody else is just drizzle. Southerly winds start to kick in a little bit tomorrow. You can see this wind shift line. So this will knock our temperatures up a little bit tomorrow as we get a little bit of a warm front pushing through. By Thursday, it slides back south, but we're going to start the day much warmer, and then our temperatures are going to come down once we get into Thursday afternoon. It's still going to be a little bit on the breezy side over the next couple days. Socked in with the clouds, of course, and we have the drizzle. It's hard to pick up on the radar. The rain droplets are just so small, it's kind of like a mist outside, but we are going to see this sticking around tonight and even picking up a little bit later on tonight as we get these weak waves from west to east. So we don't have any big storm systems, just weak waves, but enough to cause a nuisance, I guess, out there. All right, so drizzle, fog, cold, a little breezy at times. Continue to stick around tonight. We do get some pockets of light showers. By morning, if you aren't getting light showers, you are getting drizzle. Still notice Fredonia, Yates Center right around that freezing mark. Everybody else well above freezing. Light showers continue through the morning hours and drizzle. Here's about the noon hour. Temperatures warm. You can see 43 in Lamar, 50 in Anderson. Once we get into the afternoon, still some light showers. We'll have a range from lower 40s in our northern counties to upper 50s in our southern counties. So we're going to have about 12 to 15 degree variance across the region. Light showers continue tomorrow evening and then start to push out. Look at our temps. We stay in the upper 50s by Thursday morning. Here comes our next little front. So a few showers to start Thursday, and then we kind of hang in the 50s most of the day on Thursday. A little bit of a break from the drizzle, and then as we get into Thursday night and Friday morning, here comes the moisture once again, which is going to give us some light showers and drizzle, pushing right back in to the region. All right, let's go. 48 for you tomorrow. A little warmer than today. 60 though, but on Thursday morning. 48 again Friday. 64 on Saturday. 43 Super Bowl Sunday. So I'm a real roller coaster ride in temperatures. About a 10 to 15 degree swing each and every day.
Well, I'm going to be indoors on Sunday watching the game, so that doesn't really matter.
It's your birthday, isn't it?
It is my birthday. Thank
Yeah.
you. Thank you for remembering, Doug. All right. Well, coming up, tax season is here.
All right, I've got good news and bad news. Bad news is tax season. Good news, I know a company that's doing it for free. I'm Lonnie Walton in Joplin. I'll have the story coming up.
Donate your gently used.
Come hungry to the SEK Humane Society's Chili Dinner, Sunday, February 9th.
A free tax service staffed by volunteers is in Joplin. The service is offered through the federal VITA program, and it's available to taxpayers making $65,000 or less. KOAM's Lonnie Walton talked to locals who are thankful for the service.
Actually, wasn't planning on becoming a tax preparer, but I do very well at it.
David Torres is a site coordinator for the VITA Joplin Tax Clinic. He says people who come to get their taxes done are in good hands.
You do something well and enjoy it, that makes a huge difference.
Well, he's not the only one who enjoys taxes. His instructor from Missouri Southern does also. He has lots of experience to pass on.
I had a wonderful life as a CPA, giving back and helping people, and I enjoy doing taxes.
Both Barnett and Torres are using their love for taxes to help those in need.
We prepare federal and state, and if you live in a state such as Kansas or the surrounding states, we do those as well. So, although the lines are long, customers say they don't mind it. It's free.
Like doing taxes, so my box, I just throw them in there, everything that comes, and then I just come trot down here and get them done.
It was free. They get it done proficiently, and I'm very grateful that they do it, and it's no charge.
Torres says if you happen to miss the deadline, he'll be waiting for you.
There's always people that are either filing late or have amended returns or had previous year returns that need to be fixed. And so we do that, provide that in the summertime and throughout the rest of the year, but we do that by appointment only. So,
reporting in Joplin, I'm Lonnie Walton, KOAM News.
Well, the VITA program is currently held at Great Plains Federal Credit Union in Joplin. The program is available Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. Well, coming up, President Trump welcomes Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu to the White House to talk about a truce in the Gaza conflict.
Every sip is a service.
The group Carthage Parents as Teachers held a cute and crafty event at Hatcher's Coffee's house today. The smallest kiddos, all the way up to pre-K, could bring their parents in for a Valentine's Day craft session. Looks like it was a lot of fun. 30 more minutes of news, weather, and sports is coming your way. Coming up, the missing Welch girls cold case has captivated 4-staters for 25 years. We're going to learn more about the suspects who did not make it to the courtroom. Plus, the White House calls it a drug war, not a trade war, despite planned tariffs on China.
Theory, tonight at 10.
You're watching the Four States most watched news.
This is KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14. I'm Tanya Bach. The missing Welch girls cold case has captivated four-staters for 25 years. While the courts have decided who is responsible for the deaths of the Freeman family and Laura Bible, investigators and Laura's mother still hold out hope. The bodies of both Laura and Ashley will surface someday. Now, Welch, Pennington, and Busick were not the first suspects in the case. Tonight, we investigate a few of the other suspects who did not make it to the courtroom. In my special report, Missing Still. December 30th, 1999, Laura Bible remembers the day like it was yesterday, watching investigators sift through the rubble of her daughter's best friend's family home.
All the floors and everything fell to the ground because it was about this high, so everything was on the ground except where the waterbed was on Danny and Kathy's bedroom.
That's where investigators found the body of the mother, Kathy Freeman, and then the next day she and her husband discovered the father, Danny, both murdered, killed from a gunshot to the head. But Lorraine's daughter, Laura, and Ashley Freeman are missing still to this day. After little more than a decade, DA investigator Gary Stansell and OSBI agent Tammy Ferrari joined Lorraine's search for the girls and their killers.
So many people that were in the file that you couldn't really eliminate any of them. Oh, it's been well documented. Jeremy Jones was one that confessed to it.
Did you talk at all about Ashley Freeman and Laura Bible?
Yeah, they asked me questions about it.
Former Northeast Oklahoma and Southeast Kansas resident Jeremy Jones was already on death row for a murder in Alabama when in 2005 he confessed to killing the Freemans over a drug debt. Ottawa County, Oklahoma jail records show Jones was arrested for public drunkenness and possession of drug paraphernalia at 4 a.m. the night of the fire. Jones told authorities he shot the Freeman couple and set their house on fire earlier that morning.
You told me that you can't lie to me when you look me in the eye. Look me in the eyes and tell me if you're responsible for their death.
I'm responsible for their death.
Jones told investigators he took the girls and threw them into an abandoned mine shaft near Galena, Kansas. Their bodies were never found, and Jones later denied confessing to anything related to the case. In 2016, Lorraine created a Facebook page dedicated to finding the girls. Shortly after, a tip led Lorraine and investigators to Chautauqua, Kansas, where Danny Freeman worked with Charles Kreider, a man who a few years later strangled a woman and dumped her body in a creek.
There were a lot of people in Chautauqua that looked at this friend of Danny Freeman's because he was convicted of murder.
But a search at Kreider's home also turned up empty. However, by that time, Lorraine's Facebook page was gaining traction with 3 more suspects to focus on: Phil Welch, David Pennington, and Ronnie Busick.
We had their names originally in the files way back. It was, along with hundreds of other names. It never came to the surface until around 2017.
The kids of the people in Chautauqua were the ones contacting us.
We've spent so much time in Chautauqua knocking on doors, having to track these people down and say, hey, do you know something? Yeah, I do. Like, why have you guys never came forward?
So a lot of these people had information and knew that they were involved, but they didn't want to die.
Conversations surfaced detailing that December night in 1999 when Welch and Pennington had intentions of retrieving a drug debt from Danny Freeman, and Ronnie Busick was along for the ride. Several of the witnesses also matched accounts of seeing Polaroids of the girls bound.
That they were able to see things in the photographs that with certainty identified it as being Phil Welch's house.
Everybody knew then that Philip Welch and David Pennington was dead, so they felt like they could talk a little more, but they still didn't want people to know who they were.
People just said there was just this look about him, just that people were afraid of him.
Phil Welch died in 2007. 1 week later, lightning struck his house out here in rural Cherokee, Kansas, and burned it to the ground.
7 years, 7 months, and 7 days after the murders, he died.
And he had his day of reckoning with the good Lord when he got there too. Now you're going to go straight to hell and you're not going to collect nothing.
The kids told the investigators they lived in fear not only for their lives, but for their mothers who dated Welch and Pennington.
One of them said, if you tell anybody, we'll kill you.
The witness accounts led to multiple dig sites in Pitcher, Oklahoma, and the eventual arrest of Ronnie Busick, who later pled guilty to accessory to murder. But no real closure for Lorene Bible.
I just want to know where my child is.
Who believes there are still answers out there. Now, Ronnie Busick was sentenced to 10 years in prison, but because of good behavior and time credited while in county jail, he was released after just 3 years, back into the area where he committed his crimes and where family members of the victims still live. Now, this week, for a second time, Representative Steve Bashore is attempting to pass Laura and Ashley's Law, a bill designed to keep that pain from happening to other victims' families. Join us Thursday night as my special report, Missing Still, continues. Well, the U.S. is bracing for fresh tariffs from China. The White House claims this is a drug war, not a trade war, despite planned tariffs on China, which has retaliated with tariffs on U.S. coal and is investing Google for antitrust issues. After discussions with Mexico and Canada, Trump opted against new tariffs in North America, securing commitments for enhanced border security. This escalating trade war is stirring up tensions in North America with potential consequences for businesses and consumers alike. Well, ceasefire talks begin at the White House. President Trump welcomed Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu to the White House to discuss the Gaza ceasefire. Now, Trump stated that he believes Palestinians should leave Gaza, calling it dangerous and a disaster for decades. The meeting focused on the second phase of the Israeli-Hamas ceasefire aimed at releasing remaining captives and withdrawing Israeli troops from Gaza. A proposal to relocate Palestinians to Jordan and Egypt was rejected, and Jordan's King Abdullah is scheduled to visit the White House next week. Doug is next with a complete look at your forecast, and later, Super Bowl security grows.
Security is ramping up across New Orleans as the city prepares to host Super Bowl 59. I'm Madison Scarpino in Atlanta with the latest coming up.
Well, of course, gloomy outside today after record highs on Monday. Not the case today. Cloudy, drizzle, which you can see on our Cornell Arts and Entertainment Tower Cam downtown Joplin. Still, at one point today, our temperatures were about 35 degrees cooler than what we had, especially yesterday afternoon. But still, we're sitting 10 to 15 degrees colder. Right now, it's 35 in Fort Scott, 34 in Independence, Miami 39, 41 in Neosho. The winds, they've been out of the north. They're going to switch out of the south tomorrow. This is going to warm us up smidge. And then we'll continue to slowly warm tomorrow night, but then our front kind of sinks back south. You can see this wind shift line, and then we usher in a little bit cooler air as we go into Thursday. So every other day is going to be different. A little warmer tomorrow, into Thursday, down Friday, up Saturday, down on Sunday. It's just really that time of the year. A lot of clouds kind of skirting through. We have drizzle out there, but the raindrops are so small, it's very hard to pick it up on the radar. But we do have drizzle. We'll get some light showers a little bit later on tonight as we get weak little waves kind of skirting right across the Central Plains. All right, so drizzle continues tonight. It actually picks up a little bit late tonight, even some light showers, especially along and south of I-44. Periods of drizzle, light showers through the morning. Most of us well into the 40s. Most of us warming upper 40s to near 50 tomorrow afternoon. Light showers, drizzle continue. Here's 3:30 in the afternoon. Let's go through the evening. Light showers and drizzle continuing to stick around. Move out for a few hours, and then as our front sinks back toward the south on Thursday morning, another round of light showers and drizzle lasting through Thursday morning. And then Thursday afternoon, not bad, mid-50s, partly sunny skies. Clouds will start to thicken again Thursday night into Friday morning as drizzle rolls back in. So we don't get any heavy rain. It's just kind of gloomy and dreary the next few days. Rainfall amounts really not much, 1/10 of an inch, maybe 2/10 of an inch at best across the region. 42 in the morning, 46 by noon. Let's go with a high 48. Cooler in the north, warmer in our southern counties. Heading toward Friday, and Saturday. Here's that light rain again late Friday into Saturday morning. Look at our temps, 60s, but we drop Saturday afternoon, a lot of clouds. On Sunday, temperature sitting into the mid to upper 30s. So, of course, this is about Super Bowl time. Rain to our south, but we look like we will stay on the dry side. 48 tomorrow, 60 on Thursday. 48 on Friday, 64 on Saturday, 43 Sunday. And then a little bit cooler for us next week. Could get a little bit of a wintry mix next Monday and Tuesday.
A little bit of everything in that forecast.
Yeah.
All right.
Variety.
Except a blizzard. We don't want that.
There you go.
Or maybe you do.
Maybe.
Not for my birthday, though, at least.
All righty.
All right, thanks, Doug. Well, for some people, arts and sports might not seem to go hand in hand, but in the Show Me State, they work very well together. According to Missouri law, when non-resident entertainers and athletes perform or play in the state, 2% of their funding is withheld and remitted to the state. And that percentage then goes to fund certain areas, such as the Missouri Arts Council. Well, coming up in sports, Chiefs head coach Andy Reid addresses his future in Kansas City. Plus, McDonald County High School wrestling hosts Carl Junction in front of the entire school. John Dales has those stories and more up next.
Gently used.
Sporting events of any kind are much more exciting with a big crowd. That's exactly what we have this afternoon at McDonald County High School as the Mustangs host Carl Junction in a wrestling duel in front of the entire McDonald County student body. McDonald County hosts an assembly duel against Carl Junction, and we get started on the girls' side at 125 pounds. McDonald County's Angelica Alarcon gets the takedown of Jasmine Blaney, and she goes on to win by fall. Then, wrestling at 135 pounds, Carl Junction's Bella Montez with a big-time takedown there of Katrin Hamilton, and she wins by fall after just 24 seconds. That gives some momentum to the Lady Bulldogs. And as we move ahead to 140, McDonald County's Macy Smith with the takedown, but Russell Rahabson with the reversal. This match goes the full 6 minutes, and Rahabson wins by decision. Then at 145 pounds, another great battle here between Brooke Obed and Kylie Spencer. Obed wins by fall after 5 minutes. Lady Mustangs win big in front of all their classmates. They beat Carl Junction 54-15. Now to the boys. McDonald County wrestling in its home gym, taking on Carl Junction at 132 pounds. Robinson Yoshino with a reversal against Jackson Yapple. He goes on to win by technical fall for the Mustangs. After that, the CJ boys catch fire. 144 pounds Nick Folk wins by fall over Roland Wardlaw just before the 3-minute mark. A little bit later, 165 pounds. Patrick Luzak from Carl Junction gets the win by fall, and at this point, Bulldogs have won 5 matches in a row. Go ahead to 175 pounds, and Carl Junction's Tony Stewart with the takedown, and just after 4 minutes, he gets the win by technical fall. Great afternoon for Carl Junction boys wrestling. Bulldogs take care of McDonald County 51-23. We got some high school basketball in our area tonight as well. In the CNC, 6th-ranked Girard girls basketball cruises to a 59-26 victory over Galena at home. Meanwhile, Galena boys basketball remains undefeated. The Bulldogs beat Girard 59-45. They improved their record to 12-0 on the season. Bulldogs face Northeast Dharma on Thursday. Over in Missouri, today's the boys' quarterfinal round of the 42nd annual Mercy Warrior Classic. New Heights Christian Academy takes care of Thomas Jefferson 65-46. Cougars improved to 15-4 on the season. Then, final game of the night, McCauley Catholic hosts Golden City. No final score reported yet. Super Bowl 59 kicks off in 5 days over in New Orleans. Yesterday, Kansas City Chiefs owner Clark Hunt all but guaranteed that Andy Reid would return next season. This morning, the 66-year-old head coach gets the chance to confirm that message.
Yes, I'll be back. I'm glad he's going to have me back. I mean, I enjoy teaching, so I don't get caught up too much on all the stats and all the records and all that stuff. but I enjoy being around the guys. I enjoy football, the game. You can't put in the hours that we do and not enjoy it.
Andy Reid's definitely a coach that doesn't like to divulge very much in press conferences, so I'm a little bit surprised even that he would say, yes, I'll be back, but I think that's good news for Chiefs fans to hear.
Well, you don't want people speculating right before the Super Bowl, you know.
Yeah.
They got to have their focus.
That's right.
All right, thanks, John. We're back with more news after this. Thousands are expected to be in New Orleans for the Super Bowl this weekend, and local officials are trying to reassure the public after a terror attack in the French Quarter last month. Fox News' Madison Scarpino has more.
Welcome back to the city of New Orleans.
It's all hands on deck as New Orleans puts the finishing touches on security preps for Super Bowl 59 this weekend. The city is hosting the game for an 11th time. But there's added pressure this year after a New Year's Day terror attack on Bourbon Street killed 14 people.
We're about to be on a national stage again, and I hope we can pull it off.
Newly confirmed Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem visited the French Quarter on Monday to honor the victims of that attack. She also toured the Superdome to preview security measures for Sunday's game, reminding the public, if you see something, say something.
Keep saying something until you are heard. If you see something that has not been dealt with, to continue to raise the level of awareness until the response has been taken care of.
Officials say while there are no credible threats to the public, there will be an enhanced security zone around Bourbon Street starting Wednesday and mandatory bag searches for anyone entering the area. Thousands of state, federal, and local law enforcement officers are being deployed, and authorities say they're bringing in additional physical barriers to secure entry points.
We have worked tirelessly to ensure that the security and the safety of this city remains intact, and I believe that it absolutely will be.
New Orleans officials say many of these security measures will carry over into the Mardi Gras season. In Atlanta, Madison Scarpino, Fox News.
Well, coming up, Beyonce is planning a road trip tour and Paris Hilton returns to the studio. Beyonce plans a road trip. Paris Hilton returns to the studio and more. Fox's Ashley Dvorkin has all the latest in the Hollywood Nation.
We need to face those enemies and take them down.
Cobra Kai's final battle. Beyonce hits the road and Jelly Roll gives back in the Hollywood Nation. Jelly Roll shared his love and appreciation for those who battled the Los Angeles wildfires last month. The Grammy nominee teamed up with Live Nation to host a concert for all first responders, a free show exclusively for members of California's emergency response teams. The 2-hour event was held at the Pasadena Rose Bowl Saturday. It featured a star-studded lineup performing to a crowd of nearly 16,000, including more than 1,000 incarcerated firefighters from across the state. 16 carriages. Beyonce will celebrate her 8th record with the Cowboy Carter Tour. The pop superstar, who is fresh off her big Grammy win for Album of the Year, announced she will perform 22 dates, starting with a 4-night run in Los Angeles April 28th. Paris Hilton is working on new music. During an interview with E! News at the Grammys, Hilton revealed she's in the studio writing her 3rd album. Her 2nd record, Infinite Icon, was recently released in September. Cobra Kai teases the final showdown in today's first looks. Netflix released the trailer for the 3rd part of the 6th and final season, which brings the legacy of the Karate Kid franchise full circle. It features footage from the 1984 film and highlights Daniel and Johnny going from enemies to friends. The series returns February 13th. In Hollywood, Ashley Dvorkin, Fox News.
That's our time for tonight. Thank you for joining us. We're going to leave you with video of a grizzly bear getting a manicure at the Cheyenne Mountain Zoo in Colorado. Have a great night and an even better tomorrow.